It's amazing I thought I could do all these movies in 1 month, but here we are months later still slogging through. So today let's take a look at Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire. Now let's get started with what they got right. The story, while darker than the previous versions, it doesn't feel like it's being dark for the sake of being dark, or darkier and edgier as a lot of people have called it. It feels like the natural progression of the story. The new actors fit in very well, with the exception of 2, which we'll get to later. And for the most part, the CGI works very well. Most of the time, whenever you see an effect, you can buy it. It's a great way to continue the franchise, not make it feel like they're just rehashing what happened in the previous stories. In fact, all of the Harry Potter movies are good at that. Taking something that could be seen as same old, but tweaking it just enough so it feels like a fresh experience. And on top of that, the villain in this movie has an excellent intro. You can feel the hatred the character has both toward the hero and towards good in general, and in fact, you really do not know what's going to happen in this story. Especially if you hadn't read the book by the time you got this far. As you can see, this movie has a lot of good going for it. However, it's not perfect. So let's take a look at what they got wrong. And first and foremost comes down to CGI. Yes, when it's good, it's really good. But when it fails, Jesus, it looks bad. Now, admittedly, this is an older flick today, so we can't really be too harsh to it. But there are some times where it looks downright plasticky. And on top of that, the character of Voldemort, while yes, granted in the book he's sort of written this way, but it's very hard to take this character seriously.
Oh my god. Oh my god! Bad touch!
And given the fact he's going to constantly be being foiled by children, maybe they should have used this for his intro. Another issue I have with the acting is the man who plays the character Dumbledore. In the first movie he was in, that would be Harry Potter 3, he did a good job of trying to emulate the previous actor. However, here he seems to have gone a bit, for lack of a better words, cage.
Scraping at the door! Scraping at the door!
Because he's either completely underplaying a situation or completely overacting. There doesn't seem to be a whole lot of in-between for him. There's not a lot of gray in this character. It's either black or white. Now, one thing this movie does definitely have going for it, in my opinion, is the best confrontation we will ever get between Lord Voldemort and Harry Potter. Especially, again, if you haven't read the books and didn't see this coming. When I first saw it, I had never read the books. Hell, I didn't even pay attention to the books back then. I hadn't read any of them. So this was all a surprise to me, and I'm willing to wager if you going into it blind, you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. Now overall, I give this movie a 4 out of 5. I feel like it's a great time. Even if you don't like the other Harry Potter movies, I would at least give this a watch, because this was the one that really has converted a lot of people into enjoying the film. More than that, this is when the story starts to become a bit more mature and becomes much less of a, quote, children's movie. That's it for this week. Until next week, my name is VEGA GOOSE saying, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.